The last time Manchester United faced a club side in the round 2 was in the year 2014. That is 26th of August under Louis van Gaal. That was MK Dons, and they lost that game 4-0. Today, Manchester United are going to face Grimsby Town right there at the round 2 of the Carabao Cup. What's going to happen tonight? You're welcome to Dominion Sport on Dominion Television, your channel of choice, where we give you sport update on the go. And this morning, I have the expert analyst himself, Samson Balogun, in the studio this wonderful morning. The man that says he has unbiased analysis just for you. Also, I have the woman that talks sport. Most especially when you talk about Manchester United, she's always, on the edge. But this morning, we'll be looking at major stories making the rounds in the world of sport this wonderful morning. From the local front, like we did on the show, also the US Open is still very much ongoing. Remember, Yannick Sinner is through to the next round of the competition in the US Open. Also, we got stories about our very own Deborah Abiodun and also Rasheedat Ajibade making a move right there in the world of transfer. Stanley Nwabali is in the news. All this and more on the show. Good morning to you, Samson. How are you feeling this wonderful morning?
Well, it's really nice to be here again to talk sports as we do. This is where we bring your biased analysis and, of course, unedited reportage. Thank you for joining us. And, of course, I want to implore you to just sit back, relax, as we have a lot to unpack on this show this morning.
Samson, 2014. The last time Manchester United, were, in the competition of the round 2. And some people might be wondering why Manchester United in round 2 are playing the competition. They didn't finish above the top 10 last season. So you find yourself playing round 2 games of the Carabao Cup. At this point in time, MK Dons dumped them out of that competition. That was in the year 2014 under Louis van Gaal. Tonight, they face a Grimsby Town. What's going to happen with Manchester United tonight?
You see, the last time it was Kings and Dons, threw them out of the competition. I think it was no fluke. Sometimes I have always been an advocate of every team except the past winner should be in the preliminary stages of cup competitions, because that is where you get to see teams that can actually shock you. But unfortunately, fortunately for some teams in the EPL, they get to skip some rounds and then join some teams when they are fully prepared, and then some are really tired, so they get to dump them out of the competition. That's why you see majorly you see the big guns winning these cup competitions. But then, Manchester United really have a lot to play for this season. They have not really been, that convincing. Last season, they finished, below where you would love a Manchester United team to finish. This season, again, it has not been that rosy for them. Judging by the fact that, against Fulham, people actually thought they were going to walk away with a victory. Unfortunately, they were pegged back, and then it ended in a 1-0 draw. And their first game, too, lost to Arsenal, even though they tried so much. And we begin to hail them like, oh, Manchester United is back due to what we saw. The individual brilliance of players like Konya, Bruno Fernandes was also doing really well in that game. You saw what Mbeumo was bringing to the team. These are quality players. Even Adama who was already in the team before, was really showed a blister of hope in that game. But all that put aside, I don't think Manchester United will start their best legs in a game like this, because they feel like they really have to be at their best in the EPL,
in the coming game.
That's exactly why they had to do so much recruitment. And when you look at how much they have invested in that team, I think Ruben Amorim should really be worried. Sometimes when people give you everything you want, it is just that, look, we have given you what you want now. So we are waiting for you to fail so that we can fire you. And I think that he should be really worried. No matter how much backing you get from the owners of the team, there's still somewhere within them that says, look, if you are not performing, you are not performing. It is not until you send Manchester United to relegation before they decide to make a decision. So it might likely be asked in the first 10 games of the season. But then, this game is really a make or mar. It's a decider for him. This will decide his fate, and this will decide where they place him going on in the season. So if he wins this, yes, he might just get a breather, and then in the next EPL, they might not be under too much pressure. But if they lose this particular one, they will be under intense pressure in their next game in the EPL, and that's a disaster because let me liken it to what happened to Shooting Stars. They were really under pressure to perform. The chairman was under pressure to the fans. The coach was under pressure from the chairman, and the players were under pressure from the coach. So the pressure mounted on the players, and they were crushed in that game. As much as we saw some flashes of brilliance in their performance, we still saw the fact that the players were really under pressure. So it will be the same thing for Manchester United. If they lose this, there will be serious pressure on their games going forward. And it's really a disaster for a team to play under pressure. So let's just hope that they get to win this. But then, you know, football is not one on paper. Manchester United is not doing too well, but on paper we'll still say Manchester United should be able to, you know, walk away with victory. But it doesn't work that way. I see them struggling in this game because he's definitely not going to play his new set of players. He's definitely going to play, you know, some players that he feels like they need to get, you know, some game time, and then that might be his undoing.
All right. I have Fola still in the studio with me this morning. Fola, good morning to you. I'm sure you're excited the way we kickstart the show using Manchester United as an opener. But for you, yes, how are you feeling this morning, having to know that Manchester United will be having a game tonight with Crispin Town?
Like you said, it's actually a decider for and it's actually for the players too. It's actually okay. We brought you. We're paying so much money for you. Concerning the players, we're paying so much. So we have to start getting our results. Yes, we have to start seeing results. Like, okay, we are paying so much amount. Okay, we believe that you can pay and you can play. That's why we brought you into it. So start making the differences. Start making the changes that we need to see about concerning Manchester United. So it's actually a decider.
Okay, let's move away from Manchester United and let's head straight down to Rashid Yekini. Yes, main bowl stadium right there in Ilorin, where Niger Tornadoes are going to take on Nasarawa United. That's the match they won. I remember the game was postponed to Wednesday, and the game is happening today between Niger Tornadoes and Nasarawa United. For you, Samson Balogun, this game, Niger Tornadoes against Nasarawa United on their home front in Ilorin.
I think, you know, it's going to be Niger Tornadoes weren't able to play at their, you know, regional home, due to the fact that they did not meet up with the standard. And then playing in Ilorin will be more or less like playing away, you know, playing your home game away. I mean, I'm not always an advocate. That's why I advocate for teams to be prepared for the season. I mean, it's just like a farmer going to a farm without, you know, or cutlass or whatever it is, what we call farm implements. So that's exactly what this looks like for all football teams. If you don't have, you know, a functional permanent, you know, abode that you can call a stadium that belongs to you as a football team. So it's going to be a disastrous one for Niger Tornadoes. Even though Nasarawa United are no pushover when we talk about the MPFL. They have been around for some time, and of course we have seen them churn out, you know, surprising results against the big guns. And Niger Tornadoes and Nasarawa United, I will put them in the same category when we talk about the MPFL. So it's going to be more or less like you know, neck-to-neck encounter between these two. And if Niger Tornadoes is not, you know, careful, having recruited so much player, I mean, for Nasarawa United, they have some quality legs in that team as we speak, and it might just be an away victory for Nasarawa United.
For you, Fola, Niger Tornadoes against Nasarawa United, what's your prediction for that game?
And like you said, that like, is it that you said they are not playing in their home turf? You know, I said something about Remo Stars that they had to make. They have to make that place there. They have to make it home. You're not playing on your home turf, but you have to start acclimatizing yourself to it. Like, okay. So the same way Niger Tornadoes have to make it, and they have to give us results.
Amazing.
I have no excuse for them. They have to give us results.
All right, that's the game between Niger Tornadoes and Nasarawa United today in the MPFL match they won. Actually, let's move away from that and let's get this report rolling in. MPFL is set to honor Ogumodede and Anas Yusuf in Abuja. Come on, September the 2nd. Standard performers in the 2024-2025 Nigeria Professional Football League, MPFL, Yusuf Anas and coach Daniel Ogumodede are set to be rewarded on Tuesday, the 2nd of September, right there in Abuja. Otumba Benga Elegbeleye, yes, the MPFL chairman disclosed the new data and said that the board policy is to promote excellence through the reward. Anas of Nasarawa United was the top scorer with 18 goals, while Ogunmadede led Remo Stars to historic title success for the first time since the club was founded. The MPFL chairman said each of the award winners will be paid 1.5 and also presented with a plaque. For you, Samson, there's a backstory to this whole issue. Right. And really, I think even the 1.5 from the organizers that wanted to get these players awarded and also this coach was not the exact figure. But it looks like, you know, they were taking the right of MPFL. And I think Otumba had to come in, Elegbeleye had to come in and say, come on, you're taking MPFL off the radar. And we are the one that should be celebrating these people. And I think it just gave them a wake-up call that come on, if we have organizers wanting to do this, you know, to celebrate players and coaches who have done fantastic in the season, you know, why is LPFL not doing the same at this point in time? For you, you know, how do you see this play out for the MPFL management?
I think you know, it's getting, maybe this is not getting too much anyway. I think we have always hammered it on this show that it is time to wake up and do things the right way. And what we saw, the backstory to this actually was there was a sponsor for this. And then the sponsors are more or less like trying to do this alone while the MPFL was left in the shadow. So who are you promoting exactly? If you are promoting the players and not promoting the league with which you got these players, then what's the reason? So I think it is time, just like in the EPL, it's I use EPL as an example because they are the model for all leagues in the world as we speak. And then you realize the fact that for everything, for every award, for everything that is done in the EPL is at the center. So it's more or less like a promotion. So if you are coming in to support what we do, it's different. But you can't take this off us. So that's what Elegbeleye is trying to do. Look, we have given you the opportunity to be, you know, in the mix. But that does not mean you are taking this away from us. We are still very much, you know, in the mix. And then all this put together, we can do this together. I mean, you can imagine when coach of the season, highest goal scorer of the season, most valuable player of the season are to be awarded for a reason. And then the sponsors are there saying we want to do it on our own. It's not done anywhere. It's just like you said, it's a wake-up call. And Elegbeleye, for me, since he came on board, I think he has made some drastic changes we have not seen. Probably some of these things you are saying now happened before in the old MPFL that we used to know, where the likes of Victor Ezeji were, you know, the shining lights then. But at a point, things changed in terms of management. And that was why we lost the sponsorship, the title sponsorship for the league. There used to be a time when network providers will sponsor the league on its own. But then we just lost everything. But what is bringing on board now is totally different for what the current generation used to see. And it's more or less like a great development. If you are going to award these players, if there is going to be any form of award for them for doing well, you know, in the past season, the MPFL has to be in the mix. You can push them aside. And it's a fantastic one that even now we are, there used to be a time when they announced how much is to be given for the highest goal scorer, you will laugh.
But actually, Samson and Fola, the organizers that planned this award actually, they were looking at awarding 200,000 naira per goal, and in total that will be 3.6 million naira. And Anas yourself, you know, I will be in his room wondering, that's 3.6, and you know, MPFL are awarding me 1.5. Now we can understand the system that, you know, you can't take, like Samson said, you can't take away you know, the body that produced this player. So why you not you know, acclimatizing with them and working with them to say, okay, let's come together, let's have an award ceremony for this. But I'm talking about the money now, 3.6, 1.5. You know, for you, come on, how do you see it?
For me, it's like a mother having a baby, and you as a friend to the mother want to give the child something, and you're saying, okay, I'm just giving you. You're not telling the mother, okay, I want to give your child this, and the child comes home and your friend gave me. Why? you know, it's wrong. You have to involve the NPFL. The NPFL are the ones producing.
Regardless of the money you are even bringing to the table.
Exactly. They are the ones bringing these players out. Like, if the NPFL wasn't involved, you wouldn't know about these players. So why are you doing that? It's wrong. I don't think the sponsor, you're saying you want to sponsor it. It's like you're not doing me a favor.
It looks like you're taking the glory to yourself.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Let's give injury updates from the MPFL and the fitness update over the weekend. Now, if you remember, over the weekend, Victor Mbahoma and Albert Hilary came off early in the game. Yes, that you can see on the screen right now. Hilary was taken off unwell, but has returned to training for Plateau United. Mbahoma is still being assessed and is unlikely to feature for Remo Stars this weekend. That's the update coming through from the MPFL, the injury update, and we hope that Victor Mbahoma and also Hilary would get back to fitness and playing time. Moving away from that, let's take more stories still in the front of the local news this morning, and this is coming through. If we have that displayed on the screen quickly, that's the press release. Disappointing, to be honest. Samson Balogun, if you look at that image, no, go back to that image, please. Let's go back to that image. Yes, this image really disappointing, and I think they should be fined if we are saying that we want the league to grow. And I'm sure that you are aware that you have a press conference after it has been announced already to you, and having to see this, and you say you want to market the league. How do you market the league like this? Come on, Samson.
Honestly, it's really sad that we are still seeing something like this. You know, I just want to believe that there should be a sanction. Someone somewhere should be typing a letter right now.
Come on.
And even at that, it's obvious that they were not prepared.
Come on.
I mean, even if, in some places we have seen it in the MPFL that even in the EPL that. Press conferences, pressers are done even while standing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You can do it while standing as long as the background is fine.
Is fine.
You can do it. What's this for crying out loud? I mean, this is, I'll call it, it's actually disastrous.
Oh, honestly.
I'm short of words, actually, but then it's more than embarrassing. But then I just want to believe that, sometimes there's a usual saying that says, if you sing and the song is not sweet, as the singer, you are listening by yourself, and the song is not sweet. So why must you bother everyone with,
waste your money with
the unpalatable voice that comes out of you? So it's while seeing this picture now, I'm sure the player is not even happy. The coach is not happy to see himself in this way. I mean, they watch EPL on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and they see what happens there. We should grow past, the usual way of doing things. I mean, why must you put iron chair, plastic table, and then everywhere is littered with phones and microphones that are not, we can't even see the labels. I want to believe that it's a challenge, and some of the errors we are seeing at the beginning of the season, I think they are being tackled almost immediately. They are saying, and that's what the chairman. That's what I said about Honorable Gwenga Elegbele. Once we see some of these things, we should not wait.
We should immediately.
We don't want to see this.
We don't want to see this.
How much do you print backdrop at Mokola roundabout?
Yeah, how much?
I mean, just print backdrop and put it there, and then do this thing while standing.
Amazing.
Sometimes in EPL, they just put glass and then paste stickers of sponsors on it. It's not. This is not rocket science.
It's the basic.
This is basic.
It's basic
branding.
Come on.
But this is not it. And I feel the teams involved, the home team, should be sanctioned.
Amazing.
They
all right.
even make an effort.
An effort. This honestly. You would even see the player on Palm also. Come on, it's nothing to write home about, and we hope that going forward, these should be addressed going forward. Moving away from that, let's take more stories from the local front. Just in, MPFL lift ban on Adewale Adeyinka. The MPFL board has officially cleared Adewale Adeyinka of allegation, lifting the ban imposed on him earlier. And with this development, Adeyinka is now free to pursue his opportunities and register with any club of his choice. I remember he had the ban of betting, and now that ban has been lifted. For you, I'm going to come to you for that. For you, there should be evidences to say you are you are charged with this case. And you know, when we saw the report earlier, we were just waiting for them to call, you know, for the board meeting, which he said was going to attend, because he said, whatever you are laying upon me with the claims of betting, I don't have that. I never did that. And he went for the meeting, and this is what they had with him, saying, come on, I think we can lift the ban off you. We don't have evidences to say that you were involved in betting. But I think it's actually not nice to hear players, you know, betting on themselves, actually. You know, you can look at Maduka Okoye, the goalkeeper of Super Eagles, is still in suspension. You know, you look at the Newcastle player, Sandro Tonali, you know, you look at Lucas Paqueta, you know, even if they are cleared, but you hear issues like this, it becomes irritating. Right now, for you, Samson, Adewale is cleared and he's free to pursue, you know, football going forward.
Honestly, I think one of the mistakes you have made so far in the PFL is the fact that you know, we raise issues without you know, having you know, concrete evidences, and it's not just about sports; it's a general thing. I think it's an African thing. We talk, and then at the end of the day, see, what's the point in you taking a matter to court when you know you don't have an evidence? You are definitely going to lose that case. I mean, it's uncalled for. It's not done anywhere. I mean, when you look at what happens, you know, in the developed countries, before you are even accused of anything, there are evidences. So you cannot argue. In fact, not just one. There will be several evidences. So the moment you start giving excuses, they will be giving you reasons why, you know.
True.
As in, permit my Yoruba dialect, they will say, "Alaye ma jiyan." As in, don't even argue, because there are evidences against you, and we have it in their numbers. So,
in 3D or in 5D or 6D.
I mean, now look at the current situation now. This guy was meant to sign for Shooting Stars.
Yes.
He was meant to get a deal with Shooting Stars, and because this guy was leaving, I want to believe it's you know, football politics that played out. You know, he cited an example where, you know, they played a team, someone gave them money. He asked the captain of the team, what's that money for? And then in the long run, it was turned on him like he was the one involved in betting. I mean, that's absurd. You can't even say this is exactly what this guy did. And you said, oh, this guy has been sanctioned by us, the team, and then we are submitting a formal letter to the NPFL to actually, you know, carry out an investigation. I mean, that's a cruel thing to do. This guy lost the deal to join Shooting Stars. I think as we speak, Shooting Stars now has four goalkeepers. So there's no way he's joining Shooting Stars. And then he will be, right now, we'll be looking for a team. We should stop, you know, this bad belly kind of attitude in teams. If you don't want a player to go, there are things you do. Oh, we are going to give you a new contract that shows that we are giving you more money. We are going to give you this or that. See, there are bonuses, packages, perks you give to players that will make them stay in the team even when you are not doing too well. So if you cannot do that, why destroy a player's career because you don't want him to leave? That's what I want to believe as we speak. But then there are so many other things that might be, you know, involved in this case. So, at this time, I just hope he gets a team to play for this season, because sometimes the NPFL is so dynamic. If for a season you don't find a team, the next season you struggle to get a team. Because one of the things that we considered is the fact that, oh, you are match rusty. You have not played for a long time. And he's one of the best goalkeepers you will find in the NPFL. He should rank among the top 20 in the NPFL. So why would you do that to such a player? So it's a disastrous thing to do. But at least now his name has been cleared. I just hope that the way they said it that time, how it was publicized that he was involved in betting, the same way it will be published and announced that this guy has been cleared, so that he will be able to at least move on with his career.
All right, you know, that's the update from that coming through from Adewale Adeyinka, Sunday Adewale Adeyinka, you know, cleared of anything betting, and he can move on with his career. Yes, for those asking, you can also see his picture, you know, being displayed on the screen. That's the press statement coming through from NPFL board, and Adewale Adeyinka. Yes, a picture should be up next, you know, so you can know the man we're speaking. Yes, that's the man we're speaking about, Adewale Adeyinka. Moving away from that, let's take more stories. Still on the local front this morning, we have Remo Stars in the news this morning. Captain John Unduka is off to Iraq, and fresh from featuring at Chan, he has secured a deal with Iraqi side Abril FC. And that's the update we are getting from Remo Stars, another man heading down to Iraq. And it's sad, when you hear the name Iraq, you're wondering, Okay, so I'm trying to shoot myself in the leg now. So Iraq to Nigeria, football-wise, sport-wise, you can't compare that. The margin is long, and you're wondering, why is the player, what's a good player like John Nduka should not be, playing for Iraq. But you can understand the system. We can go back and forth, to say. But even if you're playing for Remo Stars, so I think you are earning. You should be earning better actually. But right now you're in Iraq and you're wondering what's happening in Iraq. For you, John Nduka, the captain, of the Chanigu, also a captain of Remo Stars, now joining the Iraq side. For you, Fola, your face is never looking too good. When I mentioned the name Iraq, actually. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
For me, I think he is just thinking of the money. I don't think he's thinking of, okay, I want to go and play football. because Iraq.
Something for you, come on. Iraq will come on. When you hear the name,
thinking of the money.
Is it the money or the playing time? Because
it's not about the money. It's more or less like securing the future. Wait now. You see, how much is a dollar to naira now? I think it's around 1,550 or between 1,005 to 1,006. Yeah. So depending on where you are changing your money. And when you look at also how much is to earn, if it goes to Iraq, they pay them in dollars.
Dollars, yes.
So if you change dollars to naira, you definitely have a lot of money. I mean, what you wouldn't have been able to achieve if you are still in Nigeria, you'll be able to do just under 1 year.
Are they paying wages or are they paying salary?
They pay salaries too, but they pay in dollars. They pay in dollars. Okay. So it's a distinct difference. You see, it has gotten to a stage. John Nduka, for example, is not 21 or 22 or 23. He's already thinking of what next in my career, and these are things that really do not happen. That is why I said, how players are priced, transfer should be taken seriously in the MPFL. And then how much a player earns should be taken seriously. Yes, good one. Think about 2 years ago, there was a salary cap that you cannot pay a player less than so amount of money in the MPFL. But you still get to see players earning 1 million naira in a month. You see players earning 500,000. You see players earning 300,000 in a month in the MPFL. So these are things we are looking at. If you divide 300,000 by 4 in the MPFL, you know how much they earn. That's about 75,000 per week. Now, let's now do this calculation. As a person, as an individual, there is no place you will go to. Let me use Ibadan as an example. If you want to eat and have a good meal, that you will spend just 2,000 for a meal. If you want to have good meal, not like you just want to be full. You want to have good meal. There is nowhere in Ibadan that you eat with 2,000 naira. Now, if you, an average, let's now peg it at 2,000 naira. That means on the average, you are going to eat with 6,000 naira in a day. You are going to transport yourself. Do you know what it costs to buy data to put on your phone now? Now, calculate all that, meaning you are going to spend at least 10,000 naira in a day. Now, multiply that by 30 days. That's a lot of money, and that's all he earns. So how does this guy intend? It's our culture here. The white does not believe I must build a house. But it's our culture here that you feel like, oh, I must have, shelter on my own. So there's nothing like mortgage here. So you cannot get property and say, I want to pay in installments. So you must get shelter. You would want to buy a car. So tell me how much you will buy a Tokunbo car, how much more of a new one in Nigeria. So when does this guy wants to start feeding people who are actually, who believe in him, who depend on him to actually bring something home? That's the culture here. The white man does not think that way. So no matter how small the white man earns, it's still, something. But here in Africa, it's a totally different thing. So when you see African players going to lesser known leagues, they are just going there. See, it's time for me to go and make some money. I have played for passion. It is time to change the narrative and get some dollars. That's what he's doing. It's not about the money, it's about securing the bag.
All right. Right about now, we're going to go on a break. And when we are back, we'll be talking about Deborah Abiodun and also the Blue Air girl, Rasheedat Ajibade. Stay connected. Don't go anywhere.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, yes, you're welcome back to Dominion Television, your channel of choice, where we're talking Dominion Sport. Before we went on a break, we're discussing about John Nduka moved to Iraq, and at this point in time, it looks like it's not about passion anymore, it's for the future, and we hope he can secure the future right here in Iraq. Moving away from that, let's talk transfer update, and we are talking, Deborah Abiodun. Let me give you the update that Washington Spirit recall Abiodun from loan with Dallas Trinity. The National Women's Soccer League club, Washington Spirit, has recalled Super Falcons midfielder Deborah Abiodun, known as Baby Kante, from loan to Dallas Trinity FC. Abiodun returns to Washington Spirit 4 months early as a loan was due to expire in December. During her time in Dallas, Abiodun tailed over 750 minutes of action across 14 appearances and 8 starts. We are thrilled to bring Debbie back to the Spirit as we approach the home stretch of the 2025-2026 season. Interim manager Nathan Minon also speaking after following an impressive performance with Dallas and Nigeria this year. We know Debbie will fit well with our team and help us accomplish our goals. Abiodun signed with the Spirit on a 3-year contract with a 2028 option in January, beginning a professional career after 2 seasons at the University of Pittsburgh. At the international level, Abiodun has extensively experienced with the national team of the Super Falcons. She was named the Super Falcons World Cup roster in 2023 and Olympic roster in 2024 after winning the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations with the side last month. Now we have Abiodun back for you. Big one for her. Big move to see her back to the club. She was on loan with Dallas, and right now she's with Spirit.
This is another way of. This is speaking well of our female footballers, and it's speaking well that okay, they're doing well. They're making us proud, and for the comment made by the manager, it speaks well that okay, we are doing something. We are moving forward, and we are actually. You know, our female players are making us proud.
And actually, I think he's also looking at Debbie is also part of the plan for them this season.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on, what a way to go. All right, I'm still giving you updates in the world of transfer. Let's take Rasheedat Ajibade in the news as she completes a move to Paris. Yes, the Paris Saint-Germain have announced the signing of Super Falcons captain Rasheedat Ajibade. Ajibade put pen to paper on a 2-year deal contract with the Blue. The versatile winger left the Spanish La Liga F club Atletico Madrid in June following the contract expiration of a side. The 25-year-old joined international club teammate Jennifer Echegini at the club side. I'm deeply honored to be joining Paris Saint-Germain, a top draw club in Europe, Ajibade told the club official website. for you, Samson, big move for Ajibade. You know, you saw what she was able to do with the Super Falcons of Nigeria at the, you know, AFCON. Right now, she's with the giant club, Paris Saint-Germain.
You see, the beautiful thing about Ajibade's style of play is that she's explosive, she can dribble, can run, can play across the front line. So it's really a plus for Paris FC to bring her on board. And, you know, having joined, you know, a fellow compatriot in Jennifer Echejine right there at Paris FC, I think it's an interesting one. I just want to believe that, you know, this is going to be one of the best moves she has made in recent times, judging by the fact that, you know, sometimes when I was actually wondering why a contract was not renewed at Atletico Madrid, and then I just got to a point where I realized the fact that sometimes players refuse to sign new contracts. They just want to see out their current deal so they can live on a bossman, you know, term. And that's exactly what she has done, joining a team as a free agent. You know, as a player, it makes you more money because you are joining a team as a free agent. And as a player, too, you get to decide which team you want to go without the influence of a football club. You know, when your football club is involved, they tell you, oh, because also a team is bringing in more money, then we have to sell you to this team and not that team that you truly want to go. So these are things that really did not play out in our current transfer, which is fine. So it's congratulations to Rasheedat Ajibade, congratulations to Jennifer Echejine, because she now has, you know, a compatriot in the team, and of course, more or less, like you should see the video where Echejine welcomed her, welcome my sister, you know, that kind of thing, took her through, you know, the dressing room, the gym, and the like. So it's really a good one for these two players. I mean, one of the blessings when you have two players of the same nationality playing together in a team is that they have a synergy of their own. Coming back to the national team, you don't have to preach communication to them because they know what it feels like. So it's a good one for Nigeria as a national team at this time, and we do hope that this you know, synergy relationship they are going to build in that team as two forwards of the same country playing in the same team. When they come back to play for Nigeria, they can actually transfer that into the team.
All right, moving away from that, she's also saying, I still on the story of Rasheedat Ajibade, this is a major step for me. I am committed to giving my all to help Paris Saint-Germain win titles and also inspire young footballers to be what they are in Nigeria. Also, Ajibade started a professional career in Norway, netting 12 goals in 39 appearances for the club. The winger moved to Atletico Madrid in 2021 after 2 years in Norway. In her final season at the club, she made 25 appearances, scoring 8 goals and providing 3 assists. Ajibade played a crucial role in Nigeria's successful outing at the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations. She was named the player of the tournament, with the Super Falcons claiming their 10th title. She has scored 20 goals in 38 appearances for Nigeria. Right about now, we're still in Nigeria, talking the local stories, and this is Stanley Nwabali. Yes, at the first choice goalkeeper for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. A doubt for the game against Rwanda and South Africa. Yes, Stanley Nwabali could miss the Nigeria 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and the Bafana of South Africa due to injury. Nwabali was taken off in a stretcher in the 35th minute of the Chippa United South Africa Premier League game clash with Richards Bayside in Tuesday match right there. For you, not a good one for Lab, having to see the first choice goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali. Yeah, we know that over the years from the legend Dudu Mayena, yes, resting in peace at this point in time. Yes, we can go on to Vincent Nyama. You know, you look at other goalkeepers that we can pick. I think Stanley Nwabali is also a big an household name for us. But right now, is set to miss a crucial battle against Rwanda and Bafana. Do you think if does not make this strange injury, do you think we're going to miss him?
Well, he's the first choice. Yeah. And there's a reason for you being the first choice, because they know that whenever they use you, they get results. Even though the table is not telling right now, but we know that whenever we use him, we get results. That's why he's the first choice. So, you know, when I heard this, I'm even, should I say, I was in doubt. But hopefully the second choice goalkeeper should deliver.
All right.
Should produce something.
The 29-year-old was named in Nigeria's 31-man professional squad list for the crucial qualifiers ahead of Rwanda and South Africa. Nwabali has been Nigeria's first choice goalkeeper since 2023 at the African Cup of Nations, where the Super Eagles are finished in second position. Adebayo Adeleye, Amos Obazoge, and Ebenezer Accord are the other goalkeepers named in the squad for the games against Rwanda and South Africa. The Super Eagles will begin preparations for the qualifiers next week in Uyo. The West Africans will host the side Rwanda in Gospel Akpabio Stadium right there in Uyo on the 6th of September, and the West African side will be 4 days later against Bafana of South Africa. That's the update coming through from Stanley Nwabali. Let's take an update from Chan looking at the stage. There you have it. Madagascar are going to face Morocco and Senegal. Sudan against Senegal is going to be the third place match. A big one to see Morocco edge out against Senegal on penalties. The defending champions are going to play the third place match, and we're going to have Madagascar against Morocco. Samson, big game. Madagascar, Morocco. What do you think should be heading through to the final? Who's taking the Chan Trophy home?
You see, that's why I say most times, football is not played on paper. As we speak now, so many people will be thinking, oh, it will be a very easy ride for Morocco. Right, yeah. But you can't underplay what Madagascar has done in this tournament, having been able to scale through the group phase, the next round until they got to the final. So it's no joke. Getting to the final of a competition means that you are qualified and competent to be there. You have played arguably the best teams in the competition before you actually got to the final. So this is actually the last ordeal. And when you are playing some teams that you call the underdog in a final, what actually happens is that team has absolutely nothing to lose, because that's for them, being in the final is more than a trophy, and they are not going to settle for that. They surely want to show you exactly why they are in the final. So it will not be a very easy ride for Morocco, though on paper it seems like that. But I'm tipping Madagascar to get across the line and win the trophy. Yeah.
All right. Let's see more pictures. From Chan, where we have the games that happened yesterday. Quickly, yesterday we have the final, Madagascar, Morocco against Senegal. We had to go to penalty shootout, and Morocco edging that one 5-3. Also, some more pictures been displayed. Madagascar against Sudan, 1-0. That one ended in favor of Madagascar, so it's going to be Madagascar against Morocco.
The same Sudan that defeated Nigeria. You now see why.
Yes, a reminder. You
now see why.
Actually, moving on. Let's see more if we have more pictures. But if you don't, let's take stories from the U.S. Open. Jannik Sinner is through to the next round. And there you have it. Jannik Sinner against Koparova.
Complete demolition.
6-1, 6-1, 6-2. Complete demolition. Straight set. Having that what number one showing why is the defending champion for the U.S. Open. Moving on, let's have more pictures being displayed. Yes, Anisimova also saying that one through 6-3, 6-2, just 2 sets to hedge out on that one. What number 8 also. Yes, we have a Serendonlo. That also this one had to go to game 5, set 5, 6-3, 6-2, 7-5, 6-4, 6-3, and he had to say that one through for himself. That's the massive one for Serendonlo hedging through in round 1. Also, we got more fixtures. Lorenzo Musetti, what number 10, seen that one through 7-6. He lost the first set. He came back in the second set, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 to see that one through for Lorenzo Musetti, the Italian. Also, massive one for Iga Swiatek, 65 most consecutive WTA single opening match won in Open era. Massive one for Iga Swiatek. And I'm sure Samson is wondering, come on, if the champion is the champion. It's massive. 6-1, 6-2 total.
Straight sets.
We don't need to sweat it out.
No sweat.
This was easy.
She's proving a point.
Yes, she's proving a point, and I'm sure round 2 is going to get more better as the 2025 US Open unfolds right there. That's the update coming through from the US Open. Let's take stories. Still in the local, not local news now. The European stories. There you have it, the Carabao Cup, full-time reading. Now, my main focus is going to be on West Ham, Samson. Graham Potter is on the hedge at this point in time. What's happening with West Ham United?
You see,
is it because they lost Mohamed Kudus? I don't seem to understand what's happening with West Ham United. They have lost 3 games on a roll at this point in time.
You see, it's people think you know, when you lose a player, you can usually replace that player and then you move on. But sometimes, you know, just one player can disrupt a whole team, and when replacing that one player, you might need to actually bring in 3, 4, 5 players to replace one player, just be able to get it right. And it happens almost everywhere too, not just in football. You know, even in you know, establishments, you realize that one person leaves and you need about 2, 3 people to actually block that spot, depending on what that person brings to the table. So it's Kudus happens to be, you know, their greatest assets. You know, last season they showed exactly why he deserves to play for a bigger team. If not for some transfer itches, he probably would have been playing for Chelsea at this time. Almost signed a deal with Chelsea before he had to set for Tottenham as well when Chelsea were not forthcoming. So it's really not looking good for West Ham United. They are known for better results than this, but they seem to be, you know, taking it from left, right, and center at this point. It's not looking good for the team, for the coach, and I also know that one of the reasons they have actually been suffering is the fact that Mikel Antonio has not been really. He was injured for a long time, had an accident. Yes, he's getting back to, you know, who we used to, but most definitely they need him in that team. So there are about 2, 3 major players that are not there. But that is not an excuse for the coach. That's why you have the transfer window, where you bring in some players who are going to be, you know, replacements for players that are leaving, or sometimes, you know, temporary adjustments will be done. You get some players that can actually make some shifts in the middle of the park. But you know, it's becoming a problem for West Ham United, and the problem is becoming more and more obvious about the day.
All right, more result as you can see on the screen. We have Brentford also edging that one against Bournemouth. Also, we have Burnley, yes, I've seen Derby County out of that one, 2-1. Cardiff, you know, Millwall, more result. If you can just flip quickly, more result. And Leeds United also out on penalty shootout. I watched that one and I was, you know, sad for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yes, 3 clear chances and he could not bury those chances. Also, let's have fixtures. Southampton also edging out against Norwich. Today, we have Fulham against Bristol City. We have Everton against Mansfield Town. Yes, those are the results. Those are the games that are coming in today. Also, the major games are going to be Greenspring Town against Manchester United. Yes, that town was built, the stadium was built 126 years ago, 1899. However, only one original stands remain. So for you, Fola Samson, you know, we said it earlier on the show, but we know that, do you think Manchester United, do you think?
Actually, it's a must-win for them, and they'll be going all in to get you know, maximum 3 points.
So I want to ask you, if Manchester United lose this one before we close the show, what's next for Ruben Amorim?
Well, for me, if I were the owner of Manchester United, and if they lose this one, the next game, if you lose it, please start sending your CV outside.
Call your agents.
Call
your agents.
If they lose this one,
why are we not always blaming the player? Why are we blaming the coach? Why are we always blaming the coach?
You know, there is no way they don't sack 23 players because of one coach.
But
most definitely will sack one coach because of 35 players.
In the MPFL, you saw them sack 22 players.
That's the MPFL. It's a different case, you know, when we talk about Nigeria. Is a peculiar case.
There are rules that guide the English league.
So Nigeria is a peculiar case. You can compare Nigeria to any other team in any other country in the world.
We are very unique.
We are unique. Yes.
All right, we hope Manchester United can get that victory away from home. Right, and also these are the other games coming through at the round 2 of the Carabao Cup, and that's all we can take on the show today. But I'm going to leave you with an highlight of Shooting Stars against Bayelsa United that happened at Lakon Salami Stadium for you to enjoy that one. That's all we can take on the show today. Thank you so much, Samson, for joining us and giving us unbiased analysis. Also, the women that talk sport for that. Thank you so much for joining us today. More stories coming your way tomorrow right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. And this is Dominion Sport. I am Abepo Toluwan.